I should check if Space Crew has gotten any new announcements. I've been waiting for a while. They've been kinda teasing us on the discussions about it. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Just a bit more. Yep, right there. Now, excuse me. There's Space Crew. Oh? Wait a minute, 21st of October?
اليوم يوم الخميس ما عندي أي واجبات. Andrew and Ambush is here. And I think it's gonna be a fun weekend.
Okay. That's odd. There's nothing about an update? Maybe I'm just seeing things. Love check downloads. Nothing? Nothing. That's odd. Right, how about here? Nope, nothing still. Something whatever. I'm gonna check the Discord. There might be something there. Oh. Wait a minute, that's 8 p.m. That's my bedtime. Space Crew. Only took them a year, but it's fine. A two-man skeleton crew and an entire, mind you, free expansion that gives the game a whole new coat of paint. That's quite some dedication.
In that year, I got braces, several haircuts, grew facial hair, and have a good chance of taking off my braces before this video ends production.
We launched Android Ambush to the tune of marching androids, with three particularly evil-looking fellows standing high. Who are they? Don't know. Anyways, several years after the end of the Phasmid War, the horrors of the war was still fresh in our memory, driving an entire species into extinction and done something that could be easily forgotten, not to mention the virtual lives that have been lost. At this point, I finally remembered that I've forgotten to unmute my microphone from my headset. No, I did not record with separated audio tracks.
أنا توني لاحظت إنه ما فتحت الميكروفون أصلا زين. كنت أتكلم طول هذا الوقت. المهم.
Then I went into the recruitment tab for a very good reason. After gearing up my crew, I checked on my light cruiser, named it Vulcan 2 and colored it just like the previous Vulcan, though with a different livery. I noticed one of the new weapons that was introduced in the update, the lightning gun, which could induce an EMP effect on targets, though honestly my brief experience with it wasn't very good. Another thing that I've noticed is how they now display what we're going to unlock next and how much research is needed, plus another little icon that displays on items you can't buy yet with the amount of credits you have. It's the little things. Next, I looked at the mission screen. They added a campaign progress bar to the top, much like the one we had in Bomber Crew. And we were off on our first mission, to defend a colony from a new enemy. And whoever this guy is, I struggled a little bit as I had not played the game since the 1.1 update dropped, and that was a year ago. شوية نقلع طيب ايوه And so, we finally let our guns loose on some targets, those being android light fighters. I kept accidentally making custom waypoints during the fight because, despite not requiring to hold right click to look around, I was used to holding it, though thankfully I would later find an option that allows me to change the button to the keyboard. After the short fight, we hyper-jumped to the Arcus, a spaceport. Was Arcus the name of the colony? On an exoplanet, and to be honest, it felt way too close to the atmosphere. I'm almost sure that these are clouds. Then I noticed that defending the Arcus was apparently optional. So it is the spaceport. دقيقة. Defend the Arcus optional. سلامات? Optional, huh? So for our first mission, it was pretty easy. We were introduced to the first enemy type, an android ambush, and I started relearning how to play Space Crew. Of course, we still had trouble waiting for us in the next sector. Enter Security Officer Asimov. I'm not sure why an awfully humanoid android with the name of a CSGO skin is currently trying to shoot my spaceship, but such are video games. He retreated pretty quickly, which is awfully pathetic, I'd say, for a champion. Once the fight was over, I was ambushed by an ancient enemy, the asteroids. Ayo? 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 Back at Athena, my entire crew shot up to level 3 in their respective skills, unlocked some boring stuff and some new stuff from the expansion like powered gloves. To be fair, I don't remember if they were in the base game or not. I bought some gear and stuff for Vulcan 2 and stopped recording there. That would only be the first out of 4 recordings in the same day. Only a specific few would have seen this coming. After gaining extra funds through suspicious means,
I dropped a bomb in Hitler's bunker, destroyed a German aircraft carrier, drove an entire species into extinction. I better be paid well for all of that and the trauma. I immediately started upgrading my ship and equipment. I appropriately equipped my crew with the best available equipment at the time and checked the mission screen. We had an opportunity to deal with Security Officer's CSGO skin, so I went straight for the kill. As soon as he appeared, I prioritized him, set Captain Murphy to the defensive, and watched the fight intently. It only took me 32 seconds after the start of the fight to call for fighter support, and 53 seconds to focus fire. By 134 seconds, Officer Stash was history. I can see now why he ran away so fast in our last encounter. As per video games being video games, all the androids retreated. Why? I have no idea. Are they supposed to be dummies and follow their orders? On my way back to Athena, I was challenged by a mighty foe. A hacking minigame. I remember distinctly that something about checking the back of the object to figure out the puzzle, but I was completely confused on what to do. What was almost as confusing was that when I failed the minigame, no enemies spawned, allowing me to easily go back to Athena Station. There wasn't much to do on Athena, so we immediately deployed to the next story mission. The Orion needed some help with fixing their comms, and our unlucky passenger was the engineer. Underline that word, unlucky. In the next sector, the expansion lived up to its name. After several sectors and destroying a landfill's worth of trash bots, an old challenger appeared. Another hacking minigame. Commander Donlan welcomed us to the Orion and gave us some information after dropping off the engineer. He reveals that the Phasmids have captured and reprogrammed an all-android crew during the Phasmid War, then lying in wait and constructing an army of, well, I already said it, trash bots. Now they want to destroy all humans. What else is new? In the next sector, I took a moment to admire this incredibly pink planet. I was quickly interrupted by the first near-death experience of a crew member. Our security officer Valencia has been ruthlessly zapped and required assistance. Being the only other fast member of the crew, Troy went for the rescue. Afterwards, the two immediately got back to taking out the trash bots. Trash bots, yes, anyways. One sector away from Athena, I was met with an neutrino storm, which I had no clue if it affects, and an optional objective to pick up something. I decided to pick up the item, and a short countdown began and we braced for whatever came next. Surprisingly enough, this wasn't all that bad, though it would be interesting to have to deal with it in the middle of a battle. But wait, suddenly our package started flashing and making a very worrying sound. Seriously? Another neutrino flare struck our ship not too long after. The mission was successful and went fairly well, netting us some decent XP and some pretty neat gear. One of the things that have been unlocked was a new weapon from the expansion, the flak cannon. It seemed pretty mediocre at the time, but later it has proven to be truly the best weapon of choice. I quickly went on to upgrade my ship and equipment, giving the flak cannon a try and changing the side weapons to my classic weapon of choice, the high explosive autocannon. Systems and armor upgrades were all no-brainers too. Our next mission was quite the highlight, an away team mission. These were introduced with the expansion and they are simply an amazing addition to the game. Though before tackling it, I checked my crew members to find out who were the fastest, afterwards giving the 3 speedsters discovery sets, which were actually useless for my playstyle.
I had quite an imagination regarding our first away mission. And so, we were on our way to the UDF Space Telescope to destroy it. It was a bit hard to get used to the camera and controls as away team missions were just a whole other game mode. The UDF Space Telescope is everybody's first away team mission and it is appropriately designed like a tutorial mission. I interacted with switches and pressure plates and in the next room, some dumb droids next to explodey barrels. I needed no more hints. Power conduits were introduced and then an epic gunfight occurred. The cooling unit was destroyed and a self-destruct timer started, one that was suspiciously ignored as soon as we were out of the place. We unlocked some pretty neat stuff, so I quickly upgraded my ship and equipment. I also removed only energy weapon on my ship, opting for a full kinetic set, just like my first run. And just before I ended the recording, I noticed somebody missing from the podium.
Wait, if the Orion's communications needed to be fixed, how did we get their message?